We're at the church and we're gonna demo this floor.
Demo crew.
Just wanted everybody to see it. This is the before. So wait till you see the after. This is Pastor Jacob. These are getting after it, man. Getting after it. All right, here we are. This is the floor crew. Say hi, everybody. Hi, everybody.
Hi, everybody.
Peace. Hi, peace. All right, this is looking good, man. Look at that. Starting to look good. So we're gonna do a time lapse, and we're gonna get this part here knocked out. So check this out. All right, guys, we're done. Yay, good job, man. You guys did a bang-up job on this floor. Look at that. All right, we'll keep you updated as things progress. So as promised, we got all the scraps dimensioned into sides and tops for future floor casters. We even got some fretboards here. So here we are back at the factory, and I cut these guys into 11 exactly by 7.5. Got two of them, front and back. And the sides, we went 2.5 inches deep. 2.5 inches deep. So it's 2.5 by 11. That's the side wall. And the other guy is exactly 7. And that's because these guys are 1/4 inch thick. So here is the cool little trick here. Since these side walls are 2.5 inches thick, I went ahead and cut little blocks 2.5 inches thick or long. And now what I'm going to do is on the inside, I'm going to glue those, and then I'm going to leave exact 1/4 inch gap right there. I'll show you what it looks like. Just like that. And this little gap right here is the exact thickness for this guy. So I'm just going to let this glue dry, and we'll knock up the sides. You get two of them. After they dry, they become the side walls. And you kind of can see where we're going with this, right? This is the one I did last night. You get the side walls, and then all you do is you just glue this bad boy into there. Yes, sirree. Then on the top, you decide what you want. You want F-holes, you want round circles, do you want big old circle for a resonator? The choice is up to you, my friend. We are working on 5 individual, separate, different, unique floor casters. I will hit you with some measurements here. So I do have a 31 inch straight piece of hardwood. This is curly maple, 31 inches. And I came up exactly 3.25 inches here. And I glued on a fretboard that was exactly 20.5 inches. Okay, now why am I telling you all this? This instrument's going to be set up for a 23-inch scale. That means it's going to be 23 inches from the wherever I decide to put the 0 fret or the nut here, all the way to the saddle. So that's where I know how to position this part here inside the box. But I was just so if this had frets on it, it would be all the way up here to the 19th fret. And there's a harmonic here, which is perfect for slide, and it's a good note to end on the upper octave. So I was just curious how because I mass produce these things. I made about 15, I guess, probably, if I was to count them out. Bunch of fretboards that are all dimensioned to the right size. I have all that wood back there. Can you see it? Right there. All those little pieces are begging. They're like, pick me, pick me, pick me. So I got them all glued up. Of course, I'm going to put the heel on, and I cut them off here. I cut them off old school with a handsaw. Look at that guy. I inherited this. I inherited like 5 of these things from my father-in-law. And these guys, they're old, but they are so sharp. In fact, my finger's going, ow, because I'm holding it up. Super sharp. Make short order of this maple here. Makes a lot of sawdust. So anyhow, the glue is drying on all these guys here. I got them all set up here. So this is the first one. This is going to be, I think I'm going to do each one differently. I'll do one as a resonator, one with F holes, one with a piezo, one with a pickup. So those two there. These other guys are still drying. I did want to show you. Here's the neck. Here's the body of this thing here. So this is one way. Oops. This is one way to set up your clamps. Is clamp it to the part that's dry here, because it was glued to this guy first, and then it dried, and then I put this one in place. So I clamped the dry piece here to the piece that was getting glued to here, and I kind of gave it some support. That's one way to do it. And I do try to keep everything together. Here it is. Keep all the components for each box together. Don't let them become separated. Here is this guy's just finishing up drying. These pieces are so straight. And of course, this maple is so straight, I don't even need to clamp it. I was like, I put that sucker on there, dude, and I was like, I looked at the seams on this thing, and I'm like, oh my gosh, you could just do it with your fingers, man. And just I mean, the marriage between the flooring and the oak is like near perfect. Here is the other way you can do it. So obviously the clamps is one way, but you could also just get these butterfly clamps. As long as you're squeezing the part that's dried, because this part here is glued to this one first, and then this one second, so you put a little glue in there and then clamp it like this, and it works like a charm. Yeah, you can already feel and hear. These things they're just gonna be just beautiful. Beautiful. Here's the last one. The top of this one's going to have some nice pattern to it. I can do it like that or like that. Maybe like that. Give the volume its own little compartment. This one here was where I realized I don't even need to clamp this stuff here. I did 2 clamps and I was like, well, I ain't really doing nothing. I already squeezed it all out and it feels good and nice and tight. Here is another way you can clamp these boxes together. So I did the long wise here, as well as the short wise here. That seemed to work well too. This one still has some glue still in the corners there drying. I had a little gap there, so I had to put that glue in there, and then I squeezed it out with this thing. But it's good. It's good to be, I could have probably used a little bit more in here too. For some reason, these little blocks didn't, you can see that little gap right there. I was like, You know, it's not going to matter, but I did fill it in on this side just to be cool, I guess. Maybe I'll go back and fill it in there. Just to be OCD. I was just sizing these guys by eye, and I was just curious to see what the golden ratio was, and I was pretty darn close, man. I'm off by about 1/4 of an inch. So yeah, so you measure this guy here, and then this one here, and I'm off, yeah, just ever so slightly. Ever so slightly. It's all right. Like that matters, right? Not entirely, but 1/4 inch. Hey, we're Fibonacci to the inside of the box. Yay. One more measurement I failed to mention was the determining the length of this one here. So basically this is 11 inches, but this gap here is minus, so it's 10 3/4 from here to here. So that's what determines the overall length of this guy. I forgot to mention that tiny little tidbit. So we've been working on the scroll saw. We got square sound holes for this guy. We got these beautiful F holes for this guy. I finally used this template here. And we are also going to do a resonator. I don't ever tell people what to do, but man, get a scroll saw. So many cool things you can do with a scroll saw. We have a copper resonator as well. And last but not least, the standard. So yes, we're gonna have a lot of fun experimenting. They're all 23 inches. This one here's got some holy wood. And I did find out the best way to get rid of pencil marks. I drew it on here. You can see those pencil marks there. The best way to get rid of pencil marks is just with a plain old eraser. Who'd have thunk? I knew that this guy would come in handy. All right, guys, that's it for this video. If you want to hear how these guys sound and see how they turn out, be sure to watch the next video. All right, until then, guys, cheers. God bless. We'll see you.